Now, if you have any intelligence, right? If this man knew that this man was not this boy's father, what would he do? It would be a simple, yo, come on, let's go. Swab me, swab him, right? Dude, I'm not your dad. You're bugging. Get out of here. But he is so scared, right? Because he knows that man's mother. He knows that he allegedly had sex with that woman, right? Because trust me, if it was somebody running around here talking about I was their father and I know I'm not that kid's father and I never met this kid's mother and I never slept with this kid's mother, why would I be dodging a paternity test for goddamn 20 years? Why would I be saying this man is harassing me, right? Harassing you? You can kill harassment by just doing a DNA test. And we know why he don't want to do the DNA test. Because if it comes back, you are the father. He's scared of legal ramifications because the woman was 15 and he was 24, right? Which will make him liable for a lot of things. Now, this dude been blackballing people for so long. He even blackballed Irv Gotti for years. Because Irv was going to sign Nas to Murder Inc. when they was hot. After they did the pledge. He blackballed Irv all the way up into Tails. And I believe allegedly he put them boys on Supreme. Because I still don't understand how John McNeely knew that day that he came into office and told me and Dane that the feds was getting ready to run up in the labels. And the next day, Irv and them niggas, the feds ran right up in there and snatched up Irv and them. And they had a whole federal case. And if you look how they move now, with Tory Lanez and everything else, them niggas been the police, right? If you know that Desi Rat was a federal informant, you know they been the police, right? If you know that, what's the dude name? Emery. If you know that Emery was getting work from Jay-Z, right? Allegedly. And Jay-Z was getting work from OG Wan, right? Allegedly. And OG Wan is married to Desiree, right? And Desiree is a rat. And was working with the feds. You don't think that the Camel is a goddamn, what you call it? A federal informant? If his man, how his man go do a federal bid and he's working for him allegedly? And then they getting the work from OG Wan and his wife allegedly. You don't think this nigga's a rat? A camel rat? How his man go to jail and he the one hitting him? Allegedly, right? How does D. Haven go to jail and he don't? Everybody go to jail but him and Desi Rat. But y'all out there that on his nuts so much, y'all would never believe it. Why you think Dame was so goddamn scared? Because Dame was selling drugs with them too, allegedly. I seen Dame turn white. That nigga was whiter than goddamn a snow bunny when John Manelli came in there and said, yo, the feds is getting ready to run up in the label. That nigga whole skin, he turned to a snowman. That nigga was like, he's like, don't worry, you safe. Yeah, you safe, because if you go to jail, the goddamn Camel go to jail. But OG Juan niggas went to jail. But he didn't. Right? So when you sit there and you see why Emery comes home and he's taken care of, what you think he running around with this dude for? You think he don't know? Them niggas pumped all that work. But Camel Face ain't in none of the paperwork. How does that work? How is Emery, not the kingpin, not the head of the organization, the one that's getting hit by a Camel Face, allegedly, right? And he go to jail, DeHaven go to jail, and Camel Face ain't in nowhere mentioned in the paperwork. How is that even possible? You working for a dude, y'all done talked about this in music, y'all done talked about this in docs, right? Y'all done talked about how OG Juan was hitting y'all, this, that, and the third, allegedly, right? And Emery goes to jail, and this nigga is nowhere in none of the paperwork, and Emery was the worker. But he comes home for jail and gets put right on. And Desi Rat gets pardoned by Trump, but they Democrats. They telling you, right, to vote Democrat when Obama was in the office. But when Trump came in, they got Desi Rat a pardon, right? She gets pardoned, and they don't go and campaign for Kamala. Why? Because Trump gave Desi Rat a goddamn pardon. This is why they couldn't support her. Because they knew Trump didn't rock with Kamala Harris. So when you sit here and you look at how they move, look what this chick is doing with her seed right now. And I can't wait to see if this judge is going to really sit there with this 40-page docket talking about why he should not be doing a paternity test. If that's not his son, and this dude is delusional, why not take the test? Because that nigga look just like you. That's why. Same thing with R. Kelly. Who you think was behind that? Who you think was behind R. Kelly when his ex-girl, what's the name? Him and Big used to mess with her. Dream Hampton, right? Dream Hampton produces the R. Kelly, Surviving R. Kelly series, right? When you watch the Surviving R. Kelly series, right? How Camel Face is not in there at all. He's the only person that did 2 studio albums with R. Kelly. He is the only person that did 2 studio albums with R. Kelly and did a tour with him. But you don't see one image. He's no mention of him in there anywhere. Not that he had anything to do that where he was going, where R. Kelly was being charged with or any allegations with him. But you mean to tell me Dream Hampton couldn't get an interview with Camel Face? Dream Hampton got all these images for music videos, songs, everything on R. Kelly, but no mentions of Camel Face nowhere. Why you think?